Greetings everyone and welcome. This is Neo and you're watching FinTech. If you enjoy our content, please do not forget to leave a like. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be informed about our later videos. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below. Before we start our video, let's hear our legal disclaimer. None of the information given in this video should be taken as financial advice. Please make your investments according to your own research. When you examine how Web3 gaming projects evolve through the last couple of years, one thing becomes really clear. Most projects tend to start from the economy and make their way into the gaming, if that makes sense. And chainers, I can safely say, which we're going to talk about in this video, have the exact opposite. The entire idea of this project actually grows from the game itself. The way players craft, build, explore, and interact are the basis of this, and economy is built around that. And actually, you can understand it very easily when you see the project, because the game itself is actually fun, which is not often the case for most Web3 games. When you take a look at the background, Chainers is developed by 51 Point Games and presented as a multi-genre MMO universe where different game modes, creative tools, and social spaces coexist. The team treats the project as a living world rather than a single game, and that approach informs how everything is structured. The official website, as you can see, already gives that sense of scale and also the ambition. And from a structural point of view, Chainers also builds its foundation through partnerships with groups that strengthen its ecosystem rather than just inflate it. Immutable, Game3S.gg, Gems, DappRadar, the Blockchain Game Alliance, and Yield Guild Games all play some parts in shaping its visibility and also infrastructure at the same time. And when you actually follow their updates on X, you can see how these collaborations evolve dynamically. When we go back to the game, explaining the Chainers universe works best when you start from its core design. The gameplay revolves around creativity, exploration, and the idea that players should shape their own spaces, basically. In that, you can customize characters, craft items, design personal environments, and gradually build your presence in the world. And I can say from what I see, this is a game that can address the multiple people. Multiple people from different backgrounds and different age groups can find this very entertaining, and that's important. And actually, instead of pushing you through different and very strict quest lines, the structure encourages you to explore at your own pace and combine different activities based on what you enjoy. And the crafting system, as you can get a glimpse here, is one of the more defining features. Since every item you create becomes a part of on-chain economy, the process feels more meaningful that way, and you might design something for your own space, or you might craft items that other players will eventually use or trade. And that gives the world a sense of circulation, a feeling that it reacts to the actions of its community, and actually this is why its economy and economical build is also really good. We will come to that, but first let's talk a little bit more about gaming. Building, for example, introduces a slower, more deliberate layer to the gameplay. You construct your environment piece by piece, decorating, rearranging, and expanding whenever you choose. And these structures become visual extensions of your identity in the gameplay, and because they're integrated into the wider MMO architecture, they contribute to the living ecosystem. The developers are also trying to maintain this in the gameplay as well and want to enhance this. And if you want to see how community interprets the game mechanics and the game itself and the system, the Reddit page gives a good sense of culture forming around the game already. And the team behind the game also maintains a Zeal page to track community tasks and long-term engagement, and this means you can also get some rewards by completing the tasks. I think that has always been a very good way to reward your community and keep them engaged at the same time. And Chainers has actually accumulated a noticeable level of activity, especially compared to many Web3 games that struggle to maintain player attention over time. Speak about the numbers, the project right now records more than 1 million blockchain transactions every day, which indicates that players are regularly interacting with its systems rather than simply holding assets passively. The number of collected votes has surpassed 500,000, and the total player count has reached more than 500,000, as you can see on the website. And in total, player earnings are more than $100,000, which is great for any game, especially in Web3. In terms of daily engagement, it hovers around 30,000 active users, while monthly activity reaches nearly 90,000. And these numbers create a more realistic picture, I can say, of how the game functions, not as a hype-driven novelty, but as an ecosystem that attracts players who come back regularly. And the in-game economy reflects this as well, with over $600,000 in total sales and a significant increase in ARPPU from $7 to $40 between 2024 and 2025. Such growth usually suggests that players are finding lasting value within the game rather than jumping on and off for quick rewards. And the steady participation supports the idea that Chainers is maintaining a balance between gameplay and economics rather than leaning too heavily on one side. Speaking of that, I can also say that they are using their native token to structure the broader ecosystem. The project adopts a dual token model, with each token serving a distinct purpose in the ecosystem. The governance token is CHU, exists to support long-term decision-making, staking mechanics, and ecosystem-level features. It has a total supply of 3.33 billion tokens, though only about 10.5% enter circulation at the token generation event. And more importantly, emissions and burns adjust dynamically depending on how players behave in the game, which helps maintain balance without resorting to artificial scarcity. And speaking of CHU, I can also talk about CHU sale, which is on the way, and it is framed as a way to bring the community deeper into the governance layer of the universe. The project's highlights two early advantages: a 50% discount before the public launch, which is, quite good, and a 10 million token airdrop for participants who register through the whitelist. And the schedule is also straightforward. The whitelist remains open until the 7th of December, and the community sale begins following day on the 8th of December. So until the 7th of December, you have a chance to get whitelisted and claim your portion of the airdrop if you did that. And the project provides direct access points for anyone who wants to participate through official channels, and you can see them down in the descriptions of this video. Now that we are still on CHU token, you can also see the detailed information about the token on their website. And there you can see that 0.006 per CHU with 50% discount is really great, and public price will, of course, because it's 50%, will be 0.012. And 3 million limited allocation, no KYC, and it is on Ethereum, which is really good. And when you look at every detail here, you can understand that this token is also built for lasting long in the Web3 world. If you take a look at the roadmap, for example, last quarter of 2025 will bring Wheel of Fortune, new quest platforms, winter sale, new form expansions, Immutable Play quest launch too. And at the beginning of next year, you can see token public sale, PvP arena launch, race event, new animals, plants, pets, new reward pool tier, and many other things such as NFT cosmetics, referral system updates, seasonal events. So you can understand that this is a live ecosystem. And after the midway point of next year, you can even see a burning event planned already. Okay, now we can talk about the second token in the ecosystem, which is CFP. It is designed for day-to-day in-game economy. It functions as a soft currency for crafting, marketplace purchases, building upgrades, and other practical activities. Since it isn't tied to speculation, players can engage with it freely without the pressure of price fluctuations altering their basic gameplay experience. And this is good for gameplay, basically. And the team's communication guidelines also make it clear that the project avoids market speculation entirely. There are no price forecasts, no income promises, and no competitor negativity. The language surrounding the token constantly focuses on function, utility, and sustainability, and that contributes to a more grounded identity, and I really appreciate that. And you can see many people also appreciate this. As the game expands, its community plays a central role in shaping the direction. The Discord server, where players exchange tips, share screenshots, and organize activities, reflects the social aspect of the project quite clearly. And the team has also earned recognition within the industry, including support from Polygon Village and People's Choice finalist placement from Game Tree's GG. These acknowledgements don't make the game successful on their own, but I can also say if the game is successful. They also signal that Chainers is visible and taken seriously by groups that evaluate projects on their technical depth and long-term potential. And yeah, this says a lot about how Chainers builds their game. So when you assemble all of these elements, the game world, the economy, the community, and the structure of its partnership, a really good picture starts to emerge. Chainers positions itself as a Web3 project that grows organically out of player activity rather than just following the market trends. The steady player metrics, the evolving MMO design, and the clear communication guidelines suggest that Chainers is slowly shaping the game ecosystem to be something much bigger. Again, to remind you, the whitelist remains open until the 7th of December, and the common sale begins the following day on the 8th of December, and there is a 50% discount. If you want, you can find all the links down in the descriptions of this video. That's all for this video. We'll continue bringing the latest news and promising projects. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching FinTech. Until next time.